Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, afternoon, evening. It's a pleasure to be with you today. I want to talk about something that, if we embrace it, can change everything about how we approach life, work, and success. It's a simple yet profound principle. Reasons come first, answers come second. Now, you might be thinking, why are reasons so important? Why not focus on the answer straight away? And that's a good question. After all, we live in a world obsessed with quick answers. In fact, we've been conditioned to believe that if we can just find the solution, if we can just get the answer, everything will fall into place. Your reason is the fuel that powers your commitment. It's what keeps you going when the road gets tough, when the answers seem elusive, and when every step feels like it's taking more out of you than it's giving back. We often hear that success is a matter of finding the right answers, the right strategies, or the right path. But here's the truth: without a strong, clear reason driving you, all the answers in the world won't get you very far. Think about it for a moment. When you embark on any kind of meaningful pursuit, whether it's starting a business, improving your health, or working on a personal goal, the initial enthusiasm is often fueled by a spark of motivation. You set a goal, you find a method, and you dive in. But what happens when the challenges arise? What happens when you encounter obstacles, setbacks, or moments of doubt? That initial motivation, that burst of energy, starts to fade. And without a strong reason behind your goal, that's where most people stop. The truth is, motivation is fleeting. It's like the weather, it comes and goes. It can't be relied upon to carry you through the difficult stretches. But when you have a deep, personal reason for what you're doing, it changes everything. A reason that goes beyond the superficial, beyond just wanting something or achieving a goal. It's the reason that ties into your values, your purpose, your passion. It's the reason that even on the darkest days, you can't help but push forward. A compelling reason provides an anchor in the storm. When you know why you're doing something, you can weather any challenge that comes your way. It becomes less about the struggle and more about the bigger picture. For example, consider an entrepreneur who starts a business not just to make money, but because they believe in solving a problem that has the potential to make the world better. That belief, that strong reason, will carry them through the sleepless nights, the financial struggles, the moments of failure. The person who has this kind of reason is more likely to stay the course because their commitment isn't based on external rewards, it's tied to something much deeper. In contrast, someone who is merely seeking answers, who is only focused on the outcome, will often give up at the first sign of trouble. They might want success, but without a reason that is emotionally tied to their goals, they won't have the staying power to persist through the inevitable hurdles. They'll look for the quickest answer, the shortcut, and if that doesn't appear, they'll lose momentum. When you're driven by reason, on the other hand, failure becomes a lesson, not an endpoint. Think about why you wake up in the morning. Why do you do the work you do? Why do you pursue the goals you pursue? The clearer you get on your reasons, the more deeply committed you will become. This is true for every area of life. If you want to change your health, the reason has to go beyond just losing weight. It has to be something deeper. Perhaps it's about living longer for your family or being able to enjoy life more fully. Without that reason, the answer, losing weight, becomes a distant, impersonal task. It's just a number on a scale. But when the reason is tied to something deeply personal, the commitment to achieving that goal becomes unshakable. The same applies to your career. If you're working just for the paycheck, it's easy to get distracted, to lose focus, to burn out. But when your reason is connected to your purpose, whether that's providing for your family, helping others, making a meaningful impact in your field, the work becomes more than just a job. It becomes a mission. The challenges you face are no longer obstacles to avoid, but steps in a larger journey. You embrace them because your reason is so much bigger than the temporary difficulty you're facing. Another powerful aspect of having a strong reason is that it makes the answers clearer. When your reason is clear, you naturally begin to notice solutions that align with your purpose. You find the right answers not because you're searching desperately for them, but because your mind is attuned to finding the ones that support your greater goal. A reason grounds you in the present while pointing you toward the future. It acts as a filter that helps you choose the right actions, make better decisions, and stay focused on what truly matters. In the absence of a strong reason, you might still find answers, but they'll feel disconnected from the deeper satisfaction you seek. You might implement strategies that work in the short term, but over time, they won't provide the fulfillment you're truly after. They'll be like a temporary solution that never addresses the underlying need. When the reason comes first, however, the answers you discover feel more meaningful, they align with your values, and they contribute to the bigger picture. They don't just solve problems, they help you build something of lasting value. The commitment that comes from a deep reason is also contagious. When you have a reason that is strong enough, it influences everyone around you. People can see your dedication, your passion, your resilience. They become inspired by your example. And this is important because your reason often goes beyond just yourself. It's something that impacts others, whether it's your family, your colleagues, your community, or even society at large. When you're committed to something bigger than yourself, it creates a ripple effect. Your commitment doesn't just transform your life, it transforms the lives of those around you as well. When you focus on your reason, the clarity you gain is transformative. We often think of answers as the end goal, the solution to a problem, the missing piece of the puzzle that will finally unlock our progress. But the reality is, the key to finding the right answers begins long before you start looking for solutions. It begins with understanding why you are pursuing something in the first place. When you know your reason, the answers become clearer, sharper, and more aligned with your ultimate goals. Most people start by seeking answers. They look for strategies, formulas, or specific instructions that promise to lead them to success. Whether it's the answer to a business challenge, the solution to a personal dilemma, or the path to achieving a goal, we often believe that once we find the right answer, everything will fall into place. But answers, in and of themselves, can be misleading if you don't have the proper context in which to apply them. Think about it: when you have no reason, or a weak reason, your search for answers becomes aimless. You try different strategies, listen to advice from others, and follow steps that seem to work for others. But because your reason isn't clear, the solutions you encounter may not resonate with you, or worse, you may not have the resolve to implement them when obstacles arise. The solution may look good on paper, but it doesn't connect with your deeper needs or aspirations, so you abandon it at the first sign of difficulty. On the other hand, when your reason is clear, the answers that come to you are immediately more useful. You begin to see solutions through a lens of purpose. Instead of blindly following what others have done, you start to find answers that align with your values and your specific circumstances. The process becomes less about finding a generic answer and more about discovering the right approach for you. The clarity of your reason helps filter out distractions and irrelevant solutions, leaving you with the tools, strategies, and insights that are truly valuable. Take, for example, someone who is trying to improve their health. If the only reason they have is to lose weight, the search for answers becomes a constant cycle of fad diets, short-term fixes, and temporary solutions. They might try the latest trend, buy the latest supplement, or follow the advice of the person who lost weight quickly. But if their reason for getting healthy goes deeper, if it's about being able to live a longer, more vibrant life with their loved ones, or having the energy to pursue their passions, the answers they seek will be fundamentally different. The approach they take will be more sustainable, more aligned with their long-term goals, and ultimately more fulfilling. Similarly, when you are pursuing a career or business goal, the answers you seek will be more effective when they are connected to a powerful reason. For instance, if your reason for starting a business is merely to make money, you will find yourself endlessly chasing the next quick way to generate revenue, constantly switching tactics without ever feeling truly satisfied. But if your reason is to solve a problem you are passionate about, to make a difference in the lives of others, or to create something that reflects your values, the answers you find will be more meaningful. You will be less concerned with the how-to and more focused on creating real impact. The answers may still be challenging or require hard work, but they will always have a purpose, and that makes them easier to follow through on. The clarity that comes from knowing your reason is powerful because it aligns your actions with your deepest intentions. When your reason is clear, your mind becomes sharper, and you begin to make decisions more confidently. It's like tuning a radio to the right frequency. The static disappears, and the signal becomes stronger. Instead of feeling overwhelmed by endless choices, you are able to identify the answers that resonate with your vision and focus your energy in the right direction. A clear reason also helps you avoid the trap of seeking answers for answers' sake. There are always multiple ways to achieve a goal, but not all of them are worth pursuing. When you are unclear about your reason, you may get distracted by every new answer or opportunity that comes your way. But when your reason is solid, you learn to ignore distractions and focus on what matters most. Your clarity of purpose acts as a filter that helps you sift through the noise and focus on the actions that will truly move you forward. Moreover, a strong reason makes the process of finding answers more enjoyable. Instead of seeing problems as obstacles to overcome, you start seeing them as opportunities for growth. When your reason is strong, the process of discovery becomes exciting, and you embrace the challenge. The answers you find are not just solutions to problems, they become stepping stones in your journey towards something greater. Every answer you uncover adds to the sense of fulfillment that comes from aligning your actions with your deeper purpose. The truth is, when you don't know your reason, you are likely to follow the wrong answers. You may take advice that sounds good in the moment but doesn't match your values or long-term vision. You might act out of desperation trying to solve the problem quickly, only to find that the solution doesn't bring you closer to your goals. But when you know your reason, you naturally begin to gravitate toward the answers that matter. You start asking the right questions, and the answers become more relevant, more useful, and more sustainable. You start moving forward with confidence and clarity because you are guided by your reason. It becomes the foundation from which everything else flows. Without a strong reason, even the best answers can feel hollow. We often think that finding the solution to a problem is the ultimate goal, that once we have the right answer, everything will fall into place. But in reality, the answers we seek are only as valuable as the reasons driving us to find them. If the reason behind the goal or challenge isn't clear or compelling enough, the answers we discover can feel disconnected from our deeper desires and aspirations. They may work temporarily, but they won't provide the lasting satisfaction or fulfillment that comes from a deeper sense of purpose. Consider a person who is pursuing a career simply for the paycheck. They may find plenty of answers about how to climb the corporate ladder, how to network effectively, or how to land a high-paying job. But if those answers are not rooted in a larger, more meaningful reason, something beyond just the financial reward, they may eventually find that they are unsatisfied no matter how much money they earn. The answers to their problems might be effective, but without a deeper reason to sustain them, they lack the emotional connection that makes success truly fulfilling. The rewards, while material, will never feel truly worthwhile if they aren't aligned with a personal sense of purpose. Similarly, someone who pursues a goal without a compelling reason often finds themselves giving up when the going gets tough. The challenges become insurmountable, and the answers they find, no matter how effective, don't seem worth the struggle. They may reach the destination, but it will feel like an empty victory. If the reason for pursuing the goal is weak or uninspiring, the answers will never feel as satisfying as they should. The solution might work in the short term, but without the right reason behind it, the person is left feeling unfulfilled, empty, and likely to quit when faced with the next obstacle. On the other hand, when you have a clear, compelling reason for pursuing something, the answers you find are no longer just solutions to problems, they become stepping stones towards something much bigger. The answer to the question becomes meaningful because it's tied to a larger vision or mission. The challenges and difficulties you face no longer seem like burdens, but rather opportunities to grow. With the right reason, even the hardest answers become easier to accept because you know they are leading you to something that truly matters. The process is no longer about finding the quickest fix, but about finding the path that best aligns with your deeper purpose. This is true in every area of life. If you are trying to improve your health, the answers you find in terms of diet, exercise, or wellness routines are only truly effective when they are connected to a reason that is meaningful to you. Losing weight might be the answer, but why do you want to lose weight? If your reason is simply about appearance or meeting societal expectations, the answer might feel shallow or temporary. But if your reason is about feeling better, living longer for your family, or having the energy to do the things you love, the answer becomes more significant. It's no longer just about changing your body, it's about changing your life. The solution is powerful because it is rooted in something deeper than just a superficial desire. It becomes a transformation rather than a transaction. Similarly, in business or entrepreneurship, if your goal is only to make money, the answers you find about how to grow your business, how to market effectively, or how to scale may work, but they will likely lack the emotional connection that drives you to truly succeed. When the reason behind your business is about making a difference, solving a problem, or creating value, the answers you find will resonate with that mission. They will be more than just tactics or strategies. They will become part of a larger journey, one that motivates you to keep going when the road gets tough. The answers are no longer just methods to generate income. They are tools to achieve something that aligns with your core beliefs and values. It's also important to recognize that the answers you seek are often more complex than a single solution. Life is rarely as simple as just finding one answer to a problem and moving on. The journey to success is often filled with twists and turns, with new answers emerging as you encounter new challenges. But when you have a clear reason for what you're doing, the answers begin to make sense within the larger context. You understand why each answer is part of the process, even when it's not immediately clear how everything fits together. The reason helps you stay focused on the bigger picture, which makes it easier to accept and apply the answers you find along the way. People who are driven by a strong reason are also more likely to be persistent. They don't give up when they encounter difficulties because their reason is bigger than the challenge. They keep moving forward, even when the answers are not immediately obvious or when the path seems unclear. In contrast, those who are driven by the mere search for answers often give up when the solutions aren't forthcoming. Without a strong reason to stay the course, it's easy to be discouraged by setbacks. But when your reason is strong, the answers you find along the way are not just solutions, they are part of the journey that keeps you moving forward, even when things seem difficult. Ultimately, the key to success in any area of life is not just finding the right answers, but understanding the reasons behind them. Without a compelling reason to guide you, the answers you find will always feel disconnected, temporary, or unsatisfying. It's the reason that gives context to the solution that makes the struggle worthwhile, and that transforms the journey into something meaningful. The right answers are powerful, but without the right reason, they lose their ability to truly impact your life in a profound way. When you have a strong reason, obstacles no longer feel like insurmountable walls, but rather challenges to overcome. Life is full of difficulties, whether they are personal, professional, or emotional. We all encounter moments when the road ahead seems unclear, when the weight of our responsibilities feels overwhelming, and when the answers we're seeking appear just out of reach. In these moments, it's easy to feel discouraged and give up. But the power of having a compelling reason for your journey lies in its ability to make obstacles seem smaller, more manageable, and even necessary for growth. The way we approach challenges is deeply influenced by the reasons we have for facing them. If we are pursuing a goal with no clear reason or purpose, the obstacles can feel like roadblocks that stop us in our tracks. It's easy to become disheartened when things don't go as planned or when we hit a bump in the road. But when you have a reason that is tied to something much bigger than yourself, something that you believe in deeply, the obstacles no longer feel like defeats, but like stepping stones toward a greater outcome. Let's take a simple example. A person who wants to lose weight purely for cosmetic reasons might encounter obstacles, like a slow rate of progress or a moment of weakness where they are tempted to indulge in unhealthy habits. Without a strong reason to back up the desire, these challenges may feel discouraging, even insurmountable. They may give in, thinking that the reward isn't worth the struggle. However, someone with a deeper reason, perhaps they want to feel more energized to keep up with their children, or they want to live a longer, healthier life to see their grandchildren grow up, will approach those same obstacles differently. The challenge no longer feels like a battle against themselves, but like a fight for something much bigger and more meaningful. The reason makes the struggle feel worthwhile, and it fuels perseverance when the going gets tough. In business, the same principle holds true. Entrepreneurs often face numerous challenges: financial struggles, slow sales, and the constant stress of keeping the business afloat. For someone who is only focused on the financial rewards or the ego boost of success, these challenges can feel like personal failures, and they may choose to give up when things don't go according to plan. But when an entrepreneur has a clear reason for starting the business, whether it's to solve a problem they're passionate about, to provide for their family, or to create something that will make a difference in the world, the obstacles no longer feel like roadblocks. They are seen as part of the process, part of the journey. The reason behind the business makes each challenge feel like an opportunity to grow and improve rather than a signal to quit. The powerful thing about having a strong reason is that it helps you reframe difficulties. Rather than seeing challenges as signs of failure, you begin to see them as tests of your commitment and resilience. Every setback becomes a lesson in what doesn't work, and with that knowledge, you become better equipped to handle future challenges. The struggle is no longer something to avoid, it becomes something to embrace. When the reason is big enough, it pulls you forward, pushing you to keep going, despite the difficulties. This is why people who are truly driven by purpose often seem to handle adversity with greater ease. They have a reason that transcends the challenges they face. Think about athletes who train for years to compete at the highest level. They endure pain, exhaustion, and setbacks, times when it seems impossible to continue. But their reason for doing what they do is clear. They want to achieve greatness, to reach their full potential, to inspire others, or to represent something larger than themselves. That reason drives them to push through the most difficult moments, to get back up after a fall, and to keep moving forward when everything else is telling them to stop. When the reason is strong, the obstacles lose their power to derail you. You start to see them for what they truly are: temporary challenges, not permanent barriers. And because the reason behind your actions is so deeply rooted, you are willing to keep fighting for it, even when things don't go as planned. Every obstacle becomes a reminder that you're on the right path. It becomes proof that you are pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, that you are growing, learning, and evolving. Moreover, when you have a strong reason, the answers to the problems you face become more accessible. You develop a sense of determination that allows you to find creative solutions to the obstacles in your way. Challenges become puzzles to solve rather than insurmountable problems. The more you encounter setbacks, the more resilient and resourceful you become. The clarity of your reason makes the process of overcoming obstacles feel like an essential part of your journey, rather than something to avoid or fear. You understand that each challenge is a necessary step toward your ultimate goal. When your reason is clear, you are better able to see the bigger picture. The immediate difficulties may seem large, but they are just small pieces of the larger puzzle. With the right reason, you are able to maintain focus on the long-term vision and push through the hard times, knowing that they are temporary and that the rewards are worth the effort. A person who has a compelling reason to pursue something doesn't just endure obstacles, they transform them. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and failure becomes a stepping stone to success. The reason keeps you going when the answers aren't obvious, when the progress is slow, and when the road feels particularly tough. It becomes the driving force that turns adversity into motivation and frustration into determination. When your reason is clear, the answers you seek begin to align with your greater purpose. One of the most powerful things about having a strong reason is that it naturally attracts the solutions and resources you need. It's almost as if the universe conspires to bring you what you need when you have clarity about your why. When your reason is deeply connected to your personal values, vision, or mission, the answers to your questions don't feel like random bits of information. They become stepping stones, each leading you closer to your goal. It's easy to get caught up in the search for quick fixes. We live in a world that constantly promotes the idea that there's always a shortcut, a hack, or a formula that will make everything easier. People often look for the right answer to solve a problem or achieve a goal, thinking that once they find the answer, they'll be able to relax and enjoy the rewards. But when the reason is weak or unclear, even the best answers can feel temporary, disconnected, or even irrelevant. The solution might work for a while, but without the deeper reason behind it, it's unlikely to bring the fulfillment and satisfaction you truly seek. Take a simple example. Imagine you're looking to lose weight, and you start following a popular diet trend because it promises quick results. You may find the answers you're looking for in terms of strategies and tips, counting calories, cutting carbs, or following a strict regimen. These answers might work in the short term, and you may even see some progress. But what happens when you hit a plateau? What happens when the motivation starts to fade? If your reason for losing weight is only to fit into a smaller size or look better for a specific event, the answers you found will lose their power once the external goals are met or when you encounter difficulty. You might give up or switch to the next diet trend, but you'll likely feel unfulfilled because the answer was not connected to a deep, lasting reason. Now, consider someone who wants to lose weight for reasons that are tied to health and well-being, or to have the energy to play with their children, or to live longer for their loved ones. In this case, the answers that come, whether it's a specific diet plan, a new workout routine, or better habits, become part of a larger journey. They are not quick fixes or temporary solutions. They are tools that help create lasting change. The person with a deeper reason doesn't just stick to the plan until they reach a goal. Instead, they embrace the process, knowing that the answers they discover along the way are leading them to a life that is more aligned with their core values and deeper desires. This principle applies to every area of life. When your reason is clear, the answers to your business challenges become more relevant and actionable. For an entrepreneur, this might mean finding answers that are aligned not just with financial gain, but with the core purpose of their business. If your reason for starting a business is to solve a specific problem, or to provide something of value to your community, the answers you find in terms of strategy, marketing, and growth will feel aligned with your mission. You will begin to make decisions based on what serves your larger vision, rather than chasing the next big trend or looking for external validation. Your business strategy isn't just a path to profit, it becomes a way to fulfill your deeper purpose. And as you encounter obstacles, your reason helps you persevere because the answers you find are meaningful in the context of what you want to achieve. In contrast, when you are unclear about your reason, the answers you seek often feel disconnected from your true needs. It's easy to get distracted by external rewards or quick wins that don't actually move you toward your larger goals. You may find yourself following the advice of others or implementing strategies that are popular but don't truly serve your needs. When your reason is weak or unclear, you might feel like you're constantly looking for answers without getting any closer to what you truly want. It becomes a cycle of searching, trying, and switching without ever feeling truly fulfilled. The clarity that comes from understanding your reason creates a filter for the answers you encounter. It's not about finding the quickest solution, it's about finding the solution that best fits your unique situation, values, and long-term goals. When your reason is aligned with your deeper aspirations, the answers you find naturally begin to reflect that alignment. Your choices become more intentional, and the actions you take are guided by a sense of purpose rather than impulse. The more clearly defined your reason is, the more it serves as a lens through which you can evaluate and assess the answers that come your way. This also applies to relationships, personal growth, or any area where change is involved. If your reason for improving your relationships is to create more meaningful connections or to build a life based on love and support, the answers you find, whether it's improving communication skills, learning how to forgive, or setting healthy boundaries, become more significant. They are not just strategies to get through difficult moments, but tools to create deeper, lasting connections. Your reason makes the answers you discover feel aligned with the life you want to build. The reason you are pursuing something shapes not only the answers you seek, but the way you apply those answers. A person with a clear reason is more likely to persist through the challenges because their reason gives the answers meaning. Whether it's a business decision, a health goal, or a personal development effort, when the answer is connected to something you care about deeply, it becomes more than just a step toward a goal, it becomes part of a meaningful journey. You aren't just looking for answers, you're looking for answers that fit the larger picture of your life. And when you find them, they feel more significant, more motivating, and more empowering. In the end, the clarity of your reason shapes everything about your journey. It attracts the right answers, helps you make better decisions, and keeps you focused on what truly matters. It aligns your actions with your deepest desires and keeps you moving forward, even when the road ahead seems uncertain. When your reason is clear, the answers you seek will not only be the solutions to your problems, they will be the building blocks of a life that is meaningful and fulfilling. Having a clear reason means you're not just chasing answers, you're pursuing a meaningful path that brings deeper fulfillment. Too often, people focus only on the answers to their problems without understanding the deeper purpose behind the question in the first place. This is where the disconnect happens. We think that finding solutions is the end goal, but in reality, the journey is as important as the destination. When you have a strong reason, the answers become much more than mere solutions. They are part of the story you are telling with your life. They help you shape a life of purpose, not just success. When the reason is right, it has the power to keep you going even when things get difficult. We all encounter setbacks, challenges, and failures along the way. But when your reason is connected to something bigger than the obstacles, it becomes easier to persist. Your reason doesn't just motivate you when things are easy, it carries you through the hard times, providing you with the energy to keep going when the answers are not immediately obvious. This is what separates those who succeed in the long term from those who give up after a few hurdles. Let's say you want to build a business. If your reason for starting the business is just to make money, you'll likely face challenges that feel like insurmountable barriers. In the early stages of entrepreneurship, every problem can seem overwhelming: cash flow issues, marketing struggles, customer acquisition. If the reason you are doing it is simply to earn a profit, those obstacles can feel defeating. The answers you find to these problems may not seem worth the effort, and you might even quit before you see the results. But if your reason for building the business is deeper, if it's about solving a problem, creating something that adds value to the world, or having the freedom to live life on your own terms, the obstacles take on a different meaning. They become temporary challenges to be solved, not permanent roadblocks. The answers to the challenges may still be hard to come by, but because your reason is strong, you're more likely to stay in the game and keep pushing through. The same applies to personal development. If your goal is to lose weight or get fit, you might be tempted by quick fixes, trendy diets, or shortcuts that promise fast results. But these answers can feel unsustainable and hollow if your reason for achieving them isn't rooted in something deeper. If your reason for getting fit is simply to look good for a party or event, the effort may not feel worth it once the event is over. You might fall back into old habits. However, if your reason is about creating a lifestyle that allows you to live a longer, healthier life, to have more energy for your family, or to feel confident in your own skin, those same answers become part of a much more meaningful journey. The process of change becomes something that aligns with your overall vision for your life rather than just a means to an end. When your reason is clear, the answers you find are aligned with that reason, and they don't feel like temporary fixes. Instead, they become sustainable, long-term solutions that integrate into your life in a way that makes sense. You begin to see the answers not just as responses to problems, but as tools that help you shape a life that reflects your values. Whether it's in your career, your health, or your relationships, the reason behind what you're doing makes the answers resonate with you on a much deeper level. It's also worth noting that a strong reason allows you to make decisions with clarity. In the absence of a clear reason, it's easy to get distracted by the multitude of answers that people throw at you. You might find yourself jumping from one solution to another, trying this tactic, then that one, without ever feeling truly satisfied. Without a reason to guide you, you may follow the path that everyone else seems to be on, but you're not necessarily walking your own path. When you know your reason, every answer you encounter is weighed against it. You can evaluate what works for you and what doesn't, which strategies align with your vision and which ones pull you off course. This clarity gives you the ability to say no to distractions and avoid the trap of chasing every new answer that comes your way. You stop following the latest trend or the quickest solution and begin to take actions that are aligned with your long-term goals. The more clearly defined your reason, the more focused your actions become. Instead of wasting time, energy, and resources on solutions that don't serve your larger purpose, you start making decisions that move you closer to your ultimate vision. A clear reason also helps you build resilience. Life is unpredictable and things don't always go according to plan. Whether it's in business, health, or relationships, we all face moments where the answers aren't immediately apparent, or when the solutions we thought would work don't seem to be making a difference. In those times, the right answer may not be the one you expect. But if you are driven by a strong reason, you become more resilient in your approach. You stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as a lesson, something to learn from and improve upon. Your reason becomes your anchor, helping you stay grounded and focused on your ultimate goal, no matter how many obstacles you face. Another important aspect of having a strong reason is that it connects you to something larger than yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the day-to-day grind of solving problems and looking for answers. But when your reason is connected to a purpose that goes beyond your personal gain, the journey becomes more fulfilling. You begin to see your efforts as part of a larger mission, and that sense of purpose makes the answers you find much more meaningful. Whether your reason is to serve others, contribute to your community, or create something that leaves a lasting impact, the answers you discover along the way are no longer just about you. They become part of a bigger picture, part of something that resonates with your deeper values. In this way, a strong reason does more than just guide you toward the answers you seek. It transforms the entire process of finding answers into a meaningful journey, one that continuously shapes and reshapes your understanding of what success truly means.